I don't know, man. I got a little messed up along the lines there. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Viva Los Bills. Will, Buffalo Will, joined as always by cousin Vinny, the man.
What's up? What's up?
First off, let me just say, great job last week. Sorry I couldn't be there with you, but you and Bobby tore it up, held it down. It was good stuff. I was watching and listening. I just really couldn't comment, but I did type in a few times. I was stuck at work.
I appreciate it though, but man, I felt it was like peanut butter without the jelly. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, you're very important on the show, man. It was like when I miss, I know how hard it is, bro. So much props to you, bro, because it was a little difficult, but thanks to Bobby filling in, it kind of eased the pain a little bit, right?
Yeah, no, it helps. Bobby being on the show helps. If we get guests on the show, it helps.
Absolutely.
Because, I feed off you, you feed off me, and, if I need a break, you pick it up and you keep going, so it helps and it's good. But, Absolutely. Hey, man, you held it down for your first show. You holding it down and did a good job.
Appreciate it, man. Welcome back.
Thank you. One thing is, as always, we always crack a little brew and have some fun.
Okay.
So, what you got this week?
Okay, this week, well, we got to name this segment because, like I said, a couple weeks ago, we started this thing to where we're gonna get a brew. We kind of give it a rating.
Yeah,
from one to review, a rating from 1 to 5. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do IPAs, we're gonna do lagers, we're gonna do pale ales, whatever we could find for the week. So this week I got me a Funky Buddha hop gun. Here it is right here. My brother-in-law likes them. He brought them to me. Say, check this out. It's real. It's kind of hoppy. It's a 7% alcohol, so it's pretty high up there.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a shot. This is from Funky Buddha, and I don't know. Let's give me a shot. I'll let you know what it is. I'm gonna take. The rule is 3 swigs. It's like the pizza guy.
You making these things up as you go? What do you mean?
I'm making them up as we go. We're gonna take three swigs, 1 to 5 rating. Let me see. While you do that, you introduce yours, and I'll give my rating.
All right. So I went with another big boy. It's called Allen Gash. I'm pretty sure I've had like this on tap before, but I never had the triple Allen Gash. It's brewed and bottled in Portland, Maine. It's a Belgian style golden ale with notes of passion fruit and honey. So that is what we're looking at. It's so fancy. It looks like a bottle of champagne or wine. Let me twist the top. What's your thing? What is it? Go ahead.
All right. Well, I took two swigs. My dogs don't even like the beer, but it's really it's an Indian pale ale, but man, it's super hoppy. I mean, if you think hop, this
you like hops, this for you.
If you like hoppy beer, this is for you. It's I don't like the aftertaste on it. Going down, it goes pretty smooth, but the aftertaste is a little rough for me. It's almost you could taste it's 7%, so you taste the alcohol. I mean, some beers, you know how they go smooth, but this is real hoppy. It's not my cup of tea, not my cup of Indian ale, if you will. Let me take another one. Just I want to get the right thing.
Hold on. We gotta hear this because this is fancy. Watch. Oh!
Oh my God! You got a beer in a wine bottle.
This is fancy.
But I'm gonna give this Funky Buddha Hop Gun India Pale Ale. If you like real hoppy beer, real strong beer, it's for you. But for me, I'm gonna give it like a 3.7 out of 5. 3.5. It's a little too. It's a little rough for me. You gotta have an acquired taste for this beer, to be honest with you. It's not like a Coors Light or anything like that by any stretch. So it's very strong.
So it's not a smooth beer like you would like. So okay, I'm gonna get fancy because we have a pop and everything. I lift the finger as I pull the beer.
You gotta pick up your pinky. Lift up your pinky.
My Buffalo Bills hat. Even though this is a Bud Light cup. Ah, too much head. Too much head. That's a
Ah,
bad pour. Bad pour. So anyway, it it is hoppy. Uh, I mean, it's not bad. It's 9.2% alcohol. That's a lot of
is it
alcohol.
really?
Yeah, but the alcohol is not overpowering. So
No, 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 no. We're going for flavor, but that
yeah.
9.2%, if you're tailgating, all you need is 2 of them bottles and you'd be good to go for the day.
Well, I mean, how big is this bottle? This bottle is ridiculous. I think it's 22
Probably,
ounces. Right.
you, one bottle probably tell you about.
One bottle might have me feeling good. Uh, yeah, I'm trying to see. Whatever. Looks like
Ah,
24-ounce there bottle. It's not bad. Kind of like it. I'm gonna wait for that head to settle a little so I could get going.
actually, actually get a good flavor. Well, like I said, I got a 3.5 on this. Real hoppy, real strong.
All right.
Um, it ain't too bad. So, shout
Yeah.
outs to Funky Buddha, the hop gun. There you go.
Buddha. Yeah. Good stuff. Actually, this doesn't taste bad. It doesn't have like a nasty taste, or it's not. It doesn't feel too heavy. So I actually kind of like it. And here, I gotta put it up there so you see it. I like tribal. I don't know why I'm doing this. We're not getting paid for this. Hey, who wants to sponsor us? You sponsor us, take your beer out there. Liquor stores, breweries, whatever. Send us some free stuff, and we'll put it on the air and try it and everything. All
Hey, but
right.
the reason why we do it is like if you're in one of your local supermarkets and you happen to see a beer that you say, hey man, I never heard of that beer, I never seen it. All of a sudden you say, hey man, there goes a Funky Buddha. I heard cousin Vinny and Buffalo Will talking about it. Let me give it a shot. You know what I mean? They say it's all
Yeah.
right, 3.5. Out of a five, it ain't too bad. So let me give it a shot rather than have the same old Coors Light or Bud Light or whatever. Something different. So every week we're gonna bring you a new beer to actually see
Try.
what's popping.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Sounds good. We also, I'm not saying one day I almost brought one of those flavored Bud Lights to try it today, and I was like, nah, let's go with something else. So maybe
Yeah.
one of these days we'll do that too. Anyway, let's talk about a little some football here. As always, I'm going to talk about Deshaun Watson. Why not? It's cray cray. So let's see. I mean, they were talking about there's holes on both sides. Some of the women now are coming up like, hey, they didn't even have massage licenses or their licenses were expired, which is a
Yikes.
fine in Georgia. So now some of these women might get a fine. Not saying it makes it okay if
Wow.
he did whatever they're accusing him of. Uh, I think they had misspelt names on their part for the women. It's all messed up.
Wow.
Another thing was his lawyers claiming, Deshaun Watson's lawyers claiming this is just a money grab. Everybody's trying to get some money from him. And that they said, a few of the women were saying, bragging about, hey, they were happy that he got to the massage and stuff,
Yikes.
Watson. Other women were saying, oh, no, we're going to get money from him. Oh, other women were saying, it just keeps adding on, adding on. His lawyer ended up calling these women all liars. So now 12 of the 22 women
Mm.
who Tony Busby's representing, now they're going to be there at the what's it called?
Arraignment.
Yeah, or at the status conference. That's what it's called. So
Okay.
they're going to be there at the status conference to see and hear everything that's going on. So I mean, at least 12 of them are like, "Oh yeah, you're calling us liars. We're coming out now." So who knows? Still not looking good for him. Still ugly. It's getting
Mm.
uglier. His lawyer was saying, a few of them just deleted themselves off social media.
Social
Yeah, they're
media.
going to delete themselves off social media. All his fans are going to go after him.
Yeah.
They don't want
For
that
sure.
headache. They're going to be like, no, whatever. I'm not going to deal with that. I'll deal with it in court. So that's what they're dealing with. It's just becoming a circus, even though I'm still not really seeing much of this anywhere. It's crazy. It's been very
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah. You actually keeping me updated because I haven't really been following up to be honest with you, and
Mhm.
these updates are kind of helping me out. But yeah, it's getting from what you're talking about and for what you're reporting on, it's getting uglier and uglier, man. But hey, one thing about this Funky Buddha, man. Got me a little tipsy already.
You ready? What?
I might be a lightweight, man. Yeah,
Oh
7%.
man. Yeah, hopefully,
But I mean, I
I hope
actually
you don't
enjoy
have
the
to be
beer. It's
at
not
work at
bad.
12. I hope you don't have to be at work at midnight like last week.
No, I don't work tomorrow till tomorrow late morning, so I'm
Yeah,
chilling right now.
that's good.
But
You get
that's all I need. All I need is one beer, and I'm good.
yeah.
I don't get tore up like that. I just enjoy a beer.
I must say, I get some of my stuff. I look on ProFootball.com. I look like at CBSSports.com or Bleacher Report. So,
Yeah.
so this is where I'm getting this info, reading their articles and so forth. And it's just nuts. Who knows what's going to happen with this? But hopefully the truth comes out, whether it's good for him or whether it's bad for him. As long as the
No.
truth comes out, and
Quick
that's all.
question: do you think this will be resolved before the beginning of the season? I highly doubt it because what do you think? You think he'll be able to play, or with all this stuff he'll probably get suspended a couple games at the very minimum? What's your opinion on that?
Well, if he gets cleared of everything, then he should be able to play. Hopefully, it gets done by the end of the beginning of the season.
But that's if he gets cleared. But what if it's pending, like a trial pending, or
Well,
because there's a lot of cases.
They said a long time ago that the NFL has enough proof right now. Oh, by the way, two of the victims have already spoken with the NFL. So supposedly they had enough proof if they wanted to with the personnel conduct policy, I believe, that they could suspend him.
Yikes.
But I don't think they're going to do that until they know for sure that
concrete evidence
happened
Absolutely.
and so forth like that. And a few of the victims already talked to the police also. So it's just
it's not looking good.
Not looking good right now. Not looking good. So who knows? I mean, whatever. It is what it is. Hopefully he's telling the truth and hopefully, he's cleared. But if not, it's not going to be good.
Hey, all I can say is let justice prevail. Whether he's innocent or guilty, whatever happens, let it all come out to light, and he's gonna have to deal with it, whether he's guilty or not. But my opinion with all those alleged charges is if there's one, maybe two, but to have that, amount of accusations, up to one point it was 38 or something like that. Now it's down to 23 or whatever it was. That's a lot of allegations, man.
I know you touched on it. I think so last week it was 22, went down to 21, and somebody else came in, so it's back at 22. And according to what was his name? Not Deshaun Watson's lawyer, but the other lawyer, he turned away, I think, 3 people. He didn't want to represent them. So it could have been 25. Anyway, all he needed to do was find 1 to 3 masseuses who would take care of him, and that was it. And for real,
it's not looking good. It's not looking good.
Not for the crazy stuff. No, not looking good. So, what you talked about, we're going to do a draft or our mock draft for every team, the top 32 picks in this draft coming up. So, we'll do that for you. But, we're going to touch on a little bit of Bills news before going into this. Now, there's some drama brewing, and you touched on this also about, between the governor and the county.
The county.
Saying, hey, if you want to go to Hallmark's Blue Shield Blue Cross Stadium, by the way, that is my insurance.
Man, it's the Ralph. It's the Ralph.
It's the Ralph. You have to get a COVID shot. That's what they're trying to tell you. You have to get vaccinated. Governor Cuomo said, hold up, that's illegal. You cannot force them to get a shot to go there. So there might be some legal consequences trying to force them. But Mark, what is it? How you say it? Carts? He said,
Carts.
Yeah, he said, hey, the stadium is under county rule, not state rule, so they could do whatever they want.
Wow.
Yo,
it's probably gonna get ugly by then when it's all said and done. And like I touched on it last week with Rachel. Forgot her name, not Rachel. Jordan Poyer's girlfriend, Rachel Bush. That's her name.
Yeah.
She was complain that, hey man, I go to the games and I don't want a vaccine, but so in order to go to the High Point Stadium, whatever it's called now, you're gonna have to have show proof of vaccination. But me and Bobby talked about, hey man, why can't they just like have an easy site to where you could go get, tested 24
Mhm.
hours before, pay 10 bucks, 15 bucks, make it affordable, make it accessible to where you
Yeah.
could get a negative test and then go in there with a mask on. I don't have a problem with that, but to kind of force you to have a vaccination, I'm on the fence on getting myself the vaccination. I
Yeah.
have some underlying health conditions, but uh, I just want to see how everything plays out first. I mean, eventually, probably everybody's gonna have to get it eventually, but I'm kind of trying to stretch my time and see how the data comes in. You know what I mean? On
Hmm.
how everybody, Johnson and Johnson had some blood clot issues, and they think they're gonna try to stop that for a little while. I don't want to be part of something that I really don't know anything about, and I
I don't,
don't, you know,
I don't want to be a trial.
I don't want to be a child. I don't want, yeah,
That's
I
right.
don't want to be a statistic. But then again, uh, it's kind of coming to the point to where even to travel, they want you to have now vaccination cards.
Hmm.
Now look at over there, Bills at the new stadium. They want to have everybody vaccinated. Like I
Yeah.
said, I wish they could come up with a form to where we could just get tested, and if it's a positive test within the last 24 hours or whatever, you
No.
show proof and wear a mask, and it's all good. But we'll see how that plays out. That feud between the governor and the county, it might get ugly here because that people are jacked up. That wow, full stadium. What Bills are going to be in the run again.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what last year would have been like with all the fans? So people are looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to going to either a Tampa Bay game, a Jacksonville game, or a Miami game, being that I live in Florida. So I'm trying to see how all these other stadiums are doing their protocol and see how it goes, so I can at least attend one game. If not, I'll be sitting right there in the living room watching it in high def.
Yeah. No. I'll be watching it in high def. I feel the same way as you. I don't think you should be forced to.
Yeah,
I think the Garden right now, if you don't have, say, your vaccination card, I think you pay 38 or something dollars. Don't quote me on this. I was asking one of
okay.
my buddies today who was going to a game, and he said, because he has a negative test. And I was like, well, if you have a
Hmm.
negative test, you should be able to go in. And if you could show it,
Yeah,
you should be fine. You're negative. You know you're negative. So wear your mask. You should be able to go to the game.
yeah.
I think they said the Guardian is charging, say, 30 something dollars for, I guess, a rapid test, maybe.
It's called a
So,
rapid test. Yeah.
yeah. So if you pass your test, you get in. You're negative. The only thing is, some of these rapid tests produce false positives as well. But if I'm negative, I shouldn't have to go be vaccinated to get in
Yep.
there. That's
Yeah.
it. I look at it as the flu shot, kind of. You know, you don't have
Yeah.
to take the flu shot. Everybody could get the flu. People die from the flu. I mean, I'm not
Absolutely.
saying it's the same thing, but you should have an option. You shouldn't be forced to do it.
Absolutely. I
That's the
agree with you. Let's see how it plays out. We'll keep you guys updated on what we hear in
oh
terms
yeah.
of the county and Governor Cuomo. But
Yeah.
it might get ugly. But we'll see. We'll keep y'all posted for sure.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. Trey Adams. I still took this off the internet over here. He was an undrafted free agent by
Tired.
the Bills. He announced his retirement from the NFL. I mean, he did get drafted. They cut him. He didn't make the squad. Then they brought him back, and he spent the whole season on the
Practice
practice
squad.
squad. I thought this
Yeah.
kid would take the next step and try to
Hmm.
make the team and come up. I guess with all the signings the Bills did on that offensive line, maybe he said, "Hey, he doesn't know. I don't know if I'm going to crack the squad." Maybe he didn't want to spend a year on the practice squad again. And hey, maybe he feels healthy for the first time in a long time and said, "You know what? I'd rather feel like this than get hurt on the field again."
Could
So
very well be.
yeah, good luck to him in his future endeavors.
Yes, sir.
You know, but
Yep.
hey, now we got another spot on the practice squad that needs to be filled. Some good news. This man, boom, Deion Jersey Dawkins. He
Uh huh.
hosted a food giveaway in his hometown of Rahway, New Jersey. It was the first ever event for Dawkins Foundation, Deion's Dreamers. Deion himself helped put food in cars with families struggling during the pandemic. I actually saw this on the profootballtalk.com website. And if you read the article, there's a link to if you want to go donate to his charity from $10 upwards. So I mean, the guy's doing something good. He said it's his hometown. This is where I went to school. This is where I got in trouble. This is where I, succeeded.
Hmm.
And so he feels good and giving back to the community, and back to Rahway, New Jersey. So,
That's good
uh,
because that's I don't know if you know about Rahway, but Rahway's a
mhm,
it's a tough neighborhood, and for him to
yeah,
come into that area and then give back to his community, that's awesome, man. Well,
yeah,
my hats off to him and much props to you, bro.
yeah. It's mixed now. I mean, they're turning it around. You still have certain areas that are a little rough, but we're always getting better. And everybody knows, if you know your Jersey, we're always state prisons over there.
Right
So
there.
yeah. But one of my buddies lives in Rahway. It's a nice spot. Yeah, it's turning. It's getting better. Uh, Forgot to get a clip of this guy, but Tommy Sweeney was expected to be back this year, full
Yep.
health, after developing myocarditis.
His heart,
Yeah, the
mitochondritis.
inflammation of the heart that is linked to having COVID-19, and he ended up
Wow.
having COVID-19 last year. Developed this condition, and pretty much he couldn't play all year long. But the medical staff is saying, "Hey, he looks good, and he should be full go this year."
I think
Now,
there was another issue with his wife too last year,
was it?
because he was testing negative. Yeah, and she was complaining, well, he tested negative. Why can't he come out? And there was another issue, of girlfriends speaking their mind. But I mean, they're just, it's like my wife will protect me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta be like, hey, chill, chill, baby, I got it. But I'm happy for Tom. Getting healthy. That's one of the positions I thought we might need a little bit of help in, is the tight end position.
Hmm.
Um, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, he come back and he's able to contribute.
I mean, right now they have him on ESPN, the Bills depth chart, as fourth.
Mm,
Behind Dawson Knox, Hollister, and Nate Becker. So I
yep.
mean, he's an athletic guy. Let's see if he can make it to the field. And who knows? Like
Yeah.
we talked about, they might. There's rumors they might try to get Zach Ertz, but then there was rumors that the asking price is too much. So who knows?
There's a whole bunch of stuff. That's why this mock draft that we're gonna do is a little different. I'm hearing sources say that Philly might trade down to get to Buffalo and get Ertz, but man, it's very unpredictable. So when we roll with it, don't you guys that are watching it, don't laugh too hard because we're trying.
You laugh all you want. Let's see. I mean, at least you hit last year. We both had Isaiah, but we didn't have them where we thought they'd be drafted. And you hit
Yeah,
with AJ Epinesa. One thing I keep forgetting to bring up was Allen was on, I believe, the NFL Network, or he did an interview, and they asked him about the 17 game season, and he liked it, whatever. But he did say, "What about the records that are going to be broken due to the 17 games?"
yeah, because you have an extra game. That's absolutely.
Yeah, so I was thinking about. I'm like, part of it's different because, as you know, I always complain. I say the game is softer now. It's not
Yep.
like when you and I were watching it when we were younger,
Yeah.
because these guys were getting hit, quarterbacks were getting smashed.
You
You have
got you got Ronnie Lott cutting his finger off to go in and play, and you got
Mhm.
guys over here twisting their little ankle and pull me out, coach, pull me out. So
Yeah,
it's definitely a disparaging, difference in
yeah,
between era of football.
yeah.
So
Like you
how
said,
this is going to pan out,
cut my
17 games.
finger, tie it
And
back
let me
up.
in, coach.
Let's go. I'm good. And broken finger, fix it. Let's snap it in. Let's go. Keep playing.
That's
Take it
right.
to the fingers. You know, but not even that. You
Hey,
can't.
but you know what? Hey, now that you say that, but you got to
Mhm.
give props to Cole Beasley. I mean, he literally was playing on a broken leg. So I got to
But
give props to Cole Beasley for that.
there are players that are like old school mentality. Listen, Drew Brees
Yeah.
was playing with broken ribs and everything.
Man,
So,
if that would have been me and you, we would have been we would have been retired. I mean, he broke
but
several ribs, punctured
it,
lung, whatever. Oh man,
it was a different league though, because you can't really fall on them that way. You still could get hurt. It's still crazy to
yeah,
play like that, because God
yeah.
forbid it snaps and punctures something, then you're in
Oof.
trouble. But it made me think. Listen, they're comparing all these guys like Mahomes. Mahomes the greatest, whatever. Tom Brady, at least, like I always say, I give Tom Brady a pass. I guess you could say Eli Manning, Big Ben. They got in towards the end, but I think
Yeah.
more like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. They played in the old school for a few
Yep.
years, you know. So I'm looking at them like, okay, at least they were there for part of it. A lot of these guys now don't know that, and they think they're all so great when they weren't getting ripped. You threw the ball,
Yep.
the defender had 2 steps. He still could
Hell
smack
yeah.
with all
Still
his
come
weight,
get you.
however he wanted. You know, the wide
Drop
receiver.
on you, fall on you, teabag you, the whole nine. Now, now you can't. Now you got to be pushed away, like pull back and whatnot.
Yeah, you can't land with all your weight. Come on now.
Yeah, yeah.
The wide receivers, you can't hit them past certain times. You can't hit a defensive wide receiver. There was no such thing as a defenseless wide receiver in the past. So these
Yeah,
wide receiver stats are already getting padded. So just now
yeah.
you're going to add on an extra year. There
Another
should be,
game.
yeah, another game. I mean, it's just asterisks. There should be asterisks. Listen, this was this time. This was that
You
time.
see, and let me tell you something too.
Mhm.
Now that you're saying asterisk, I had a couple of friends of mine that are Jets fans and whatever other teams fans, and they said when we were making that deep run in the playoffs when we went to the AFC Championship, they're
Uh,
already saying, yeah, but if you guys win the Super Bowl, it's because of COVID, and they already wanted to put that asterisk on that side. So it's kind of like a similar, you know what I mean? I mean, it's kind of like apples to oranges, but imagine how we won the Super Bowl. Would that be a dark cloud for the Buffalo Bills to have? Would it be an asterisk because of COVID? I mean,
no.
look what happened with the Tennessee Titans, how they were caught cheating. We should have they should have forfeited that game with us. I mean, real talk. We should have had the number one seed, but we could talk about that all day long. But do you think it should have been an asterisk had we won? I mean, you could predict
Nobody's
and
putting
speculate.
nobody's putting an asterisk on Tom Brady and the Tampa
That's
Bay
true.
Buccaneers.
That's true. That
Everybody
is
had
true.
to play through COVID. It wasn't like
That's
the
true.
Bills were in a special bubble by themselves. No, they did what they had to do. Some of their players got hurt. They addressed it real quick so it wasn't spread throughout the building. It's not our fault that other teams didn't do
We're
certain things.
careless.
Some teams, yeah,
Yeah.
some teams were hit harder than others. So everybody had to play through it. It wasn't like they had a special ruling for the Bills only. So that was just BS. Because I bet you if it was Jets or whatever your fans were, if they were Jets and they won the Super Bowl, they were like, well, there was no asterisk. Everybody played like that.
That's true.
So that's some BS right there. All right, let's get to this. I mean, we got some time. Half hour left in the show or so, a little bit more. We're doing this without thinking trades. I'm not going to be like, hey, we're not going to speculate. People are moving up. I'm just going to pick 1 through 32, the draft order the way it is right now. That's what I'm looking at. And I think you did the same thing, right? You didn't add trades or anything.
It's just so there's so much talk of trades and moving up and moving down that there's no way for me to keep track of it, and I don't want to get lost in the shuffle. So I'm just going, if there were hypothetically no trades,
No
just going
trade.
down the line 1 through 32, and give there's some guys that are probably going to be on 2 or 3 different teams. If they don't get picked, they're probably going to move down in my picks. So
Yeah.
if they don't make the like New York Jets let's say they get such and such, that person might move down to another team. So I might have 2 or 3 guys, 1 or 2 guys that are being repeated. So just bear me. I don't want you to be like, oh, he said they were going to get that at number 3, and then he's saying they're getting at number 7. I'm just giving that disclaimer, being that this is a crazy year, especially for the Buffalo Bills, that we're going down so low, and Bean is so unpredictable. We don't know if he's going to trade up. We don't know if he's going to trade down. We don't know if we're going to do some trades with players. It's going to be a crazy draft. So just bear with us. And if you guys got any opinions on what you think, chime in, comment. Just let us know what you guys think, and we'll discuss it.
Yeah. I mean, the first few, well, at least the first 2, we're probably going to agree. I don't think there'll be any not arguing, but I think we'll agree on that, the next 2 or whatever. So I guess whatever. Let's go for the first pick. I think everybody knows and everybody thinks it's going to be Lawrence to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think there's any question about it. Me personally, for some reason, I think this guy's not going to be as good as everybody thinks he is. And going to Jacksonville, they need a lot. But I mean, that's who I think it's going to go. I think everybody thinks that, unless you got
Yeah.
crazy and put somebody else there. I mean, we should be looking at it.
Uh, I think, man, they had them penciled in already since December. I mean, it's a dream scenario for Jacksonville. I mean, he graded at a 90.0 as a freshman. You know what I'm saying? So, um, then Urban Meyer took the head coaching job. Um, he has the tools to carry the franchise. I like the kid. You know what I'm saying? He's got a great arm. I've seen him do a couple nice runs. So we'll see. We'll see. His combine was really good. That's pretty to me is kind of the obvious since way back in December that Jacksonville has already penned him in. It was either them,
Uh-huh.
or the Jets, and the Jets won a couple games, which put them out of the driver's seat for that number one pick. So yeah, I'm going with you with Trevor Lawrence,
All right.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence. Pretty much everybody thinks that. At number two, the Jets. I think everybody thinks the same thing. Zach Wilson out of BYU. The kid in the pro day just looks nuts. I was watching and listening to something. I think it was I don't know if it was NFL Network. Like his past coaches, the kid's a really good basketball player. Also in high school, he was good. I mean, he's very athletic. He can run. He can throw the ball. I'm looking at him. Let me see. I mean, I don't know his exact height yet or weight. To me, he looks more like Frail. You
Yeah,
know, I mean, and he's not actually. He's 6'3", 210. I think he needs to put on some pounds. He is a little shorter, but 6'3" is pretty big too.
6'3" is pretty good, man. Pretty
Yeah,
big. I
he's
mean,
bigger than Flutie. So
no, shoot, Flutie was what was he? 5'9", 5'7"? Doug Flutie, he was real little.
yeah,
Yeah, he was real small. I'm with you. I think Zach Wilson are coming in. For Sam Darnold, how he's going to fare out in the Carolina Panthers, we'll see. Because I'll go back and when we get to the Carolina Panthers, they're talking about if they have a decent quarterback at their pick, they might pick a quarterback. But we'll get back to that. We'll get that to that. But this kid, I like this kid, Zach Wilson.
yeah.
He earned the highest uh, passing grade in the country last season, so he is good. You know what I mean? He's up there, highest
Mm.
passing grade of any quarterback in college football. That's my pick. I think the Jets are going to go with quarterback Zach Wilson also out of BYU.
So I guess we'll be dealing with Zach Wilson for the next few years,
Yep.
and I mean it would be a smart and good pick for them at the number two spot. Now I think this is where we might start getting a little different opinions here.
Yeah.
So San Fran, uh, this is San Fran's pick with the trade from the Dolphins via the Houston Texans. So
Yep.
there's a whole crap there. I think a lot of people have the guy from Alabama going there.
Mac.
Justin,
Mac. Oh, Justin Fields.
well, no, that's Justin
No,
Fields.
no, Mac Wilson.
Yeah, they have him going there. Me personally, I think it's Justin Fields. I
Yep.
think their offensive line's not the greatest. I think you need a mobile quarterback, and if he has to sit, because if they don't get rid of Jimmy G over there, he could sit a year. And Jimmy G most likely will get hurt. The kid might get thrown in there anyway to play. I mean, why not? You need a mobile quarterback these days that could throw the ball, and he could do both. He could run, he could throw the ball, and why not take him? Let him sit behind Jimmy G for a year, and then you have your future quarterback, and you could trade Jimmy G next year if you really had to. Who did you go
Mm.
with to San Fran?
Who did you have? Who did you have?
I had Justin Fields from Ohio State.
So yeah, I got it. I've read a lot of people saying the same thing, but I don't know. I think Mac Jones fits the 49 answers because if you really look at him, he's similar to Jimmy Garoppolo. So
Mhm.
I think they own that third pick now through that trade. So I think um, this is a tough one, but I think they're gonna go with Mac Jones. I'm not gonna go with Fields on that one. I think Mac Jones is gonna go there because he's similar to Garoppolo and he makes really good decisions. So I like Mac Jones on that pick
Nice.
for
Yeah,
the San
I mean,
Francisco 49ers.
a lot of people are saying it might be Jones that they think they like that style. That's
Yep.
why I wanted to trade it up. I think they should go with a more mobile quarterback who could throw the ball. So we shall see. Now this one, if the Bills, I keep saying, if the Bills are going to move up, They're going to trade up, and there's rumors like the Cowboys might come here. There's rumors that I forgot the other team might move up here for the Atlanta Falcons spot, but for Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is the
Cowboys. Yep.
only guy I would say for the Bills to move up if they want that future tight end that you know is going to be on our squad for at least 5 years. You know, only way, but I still want to give up the house, and it's probably going to cost a lot to get to the fourth spot to pick this kid up.
Yeah.
So Atlanta, you know, they had Tony Gonzalez for a while. They like their tight ends. If you're going to keep Ryan, and if you're going to keep Jones and Ridley, you add Pitts to that mix. That's a nasty offense. So I'm going to just go with Pitts. Like I said, we're not doing trades, but I say Atlanta goes with Pitts here.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially with they got a new coach in Arthur Smith. Their biggest needs are offensive linemen, the tight end, quarterback, and DN. Kyle Pitts is a monster. I don't know if you see any of his workouts and everything.
Yeah.
Out down in Florida, he's a beast, and he's available besides all these quarterbacks. And there's really no need having Matt Ryan as quarterback. I think they give him this weapon. So I'm with you. I think Kyle Pitts will go in that number 4 for Atlanta Falcons.
Well, there you go. Our buddy Rob, he's been on the show, Chomps, Clown, whatever you want to call him. He believes Matt to the 49ers. So he agrees to the 49ers. So let's see. You guys
I guess he agrees with me because you're getting Justin Fields. So.
That's right. He agrees with you. Big clown. Anyway.
Every time he chimes in, he always agrees with me. He never agrees with you anyway. So
I don't blame him. This one, Cincinnati Bengals. A lot of people have them going offensive line. Personally, I say go get Jamar Chase, wide receiver from LSU who played with the Burrow. Why not? Give him a familiar face, somebody he trusts, you know, and then just pick offensive line later on in the draft. Get this guy his buddy. Let them do some work together. Maybe they could build something special down in Cincinnati. That's who I'm going with here. This is where everything
starts getting Jamar Chase?
Yeah, Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Bengals weren't really good with the offensive line. They were kind of, I think, in the bottom of the whole league in the offensive line. And I like this kid, T-Panay Sewell from Oregon. Mm-hmm. He's only 20 years old. He could start at guard. You know, and that's a position they really need to improve on. Mm-hmm. You know, they should look at Jamar Chase, but this kid is too talented to pass up, especially with the needs at offensive line. So I'm gonna go with that pick, the tackle Panay Sewell from Oregon.
All right. No, I mean, it's probably what they should do. Me personally, I'm looking at it like, yo, let's get these two guys together. They had chemistry. They did a lot up down there in LSU.
I agree with it, but did you see the Bengals line last year? I mean, literally, if Burrow had a decent line, he would have done way better than what he did. To be honest with you, that's just my opinion.
Pretty good. He did pretty good with that line.
Yeah.
I didn't look at their additions or subtractions, so I don't know if they ended up signing some people or not. I think they did pick up a guy from the Bills. I remember that. Dolphins have the 6th pick from Philly. Now, not everybody, but a lot of people had them picking Jamar Chase, which to me, they have good wide receivers down there. Listen, he's a beast. I get it. They have 2 picks, I believe, in the first round. Why not? But me, I think they need help at the corner position. I think they need some defense. And I have them picking Patrick Surtain, the 2nd out of Alabama, the corner.
Man.
See, I'm hoping
he falls to 30.
Yeah, good luck with that. So I think
that ain't happening.
If I'm the Dolphins, I'm taking Patrick Surtain to hold down one of my corner spots.
Yeah,
that would be me. What do you have going to the Dolphins right there?
You know, I think, you know, with the struggles Tua had, you know, they got a couple of wide receivers, but I think this is the spot Jamar Chase is going to go from LSU. I like the way that the kid plays at wide receiver. That'll be another weapon for Tua. You know, as much as I hate to give him weapons, being that he's in the AFC East with the Bills, I think if they get him a couple good wide receivers, he could actually be able to throw it downfield. We didn't see much of that last year when we saw him play against those all short little stuff, and I wasn't really impressed. But I think if they give him a weapon like Jamar Chase, I think he could develop into being a very dangerous player. So I think for the number 6 pick, Miami Dolphins are going to take Jamar Chase.
You see, I mean, if you look, this is the reason I didn't take him though,
Hmm.
because you still have Devontae Parker. Devontae Parker is a beast. You have Will Fuller. They signed for a 1-year contract. That's
Yeah.
even more speed.
Yep.
Preston Williams. I really don't remember him much, but and their tight end Mike Gesicki or whatever his name is. That guy,
He's good.
he tore it up.
He's a great tight end. I like
Yeah,
him.
he killed us.
Yep.
Uh, there are rumors that they will trade that spot. They said they might trade it, and actually here, or our buddy over here showed it. Boom. They will trade the pick to whoever wants to pay the most for Chase.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but personally, I think Chase is going right before them, so they're going to miss out. I think they should take Patrick Surtain when he's there. But hey, maybe you're right. Like a lot of people are saying it might be Chase. Now let's move on to the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions. I don't even know what to do with this team, but they lost a few wide receivers, so I picked them to get Jalen Waddle from Alabama, the wide receiver. That's who I think they might go after because they lost the guy. I can't remember Galloway or not Galloway. Galloway's on the Dolphins. I think the guy from Detroit lost their main receiver to the Giants. I think they lost
Mm,
another one too. So I think they try to replenish that with Jalen Waddle, Alabama.
okay. I'm gonna go a little different than you because I know the Lions have a real issue on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think they'd probably try to trade up, but if that's not the case, I think they're gonna go look in the linebacker position this time, and I think Micah Parsons out of Penn State is gonna be that pick for the Detroit Lions. Even though he didn't play in 2020, he was the Buckus Fitzgerald linebacker of the year in 2019. Um, I think he's a smart player. He might be literally the quarterback of the defense because he's very smart. So I'm gonna go with him, linebacker Micah Parsons out of Penn State.
All right, sounds good. Makes sense there. Now we drop to the Carolina Panthers. Now you had Sewell going to who? You had him going to Oregon. I mean, Cincinnati.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
me, I think he's going to drop, and he's going to go to the Carolina Panthers.
Mm,
So that was something we got a little different. I think the Panthers, they need to protect whoever's going to be their quarterback, whether it be Bradford, whether it be Bridgewater. But there's rumors too that Bridgewater might be traded somewhere. So who knows what's going to happen with all these trades. But I think Panay Sewell, defensive lineman out of Oregon, goes to Carolina.
Who'd you
Who you
say it
got?
was again? Say it again.
Panay
What was his name?
Sewell out of Oregon.
Oh, okay,
And then you
okay,
have going
okay.
to Cincinnati.
Yeah, yeah.
You have him going to Carolina.
Yeah. No, I got for Carolina. See, there's two things that I was seeing. I was saying if Justin Fields happens to go down there's talk about him going there, but I don't see it happen being that he just got Sam Darnold. But I've seen a lot of talk about that. But they're talking about the best available
Mm-hmm.
offensive player available if Justin Field goes down to it. So I'm gonna scratch that. I'm gonna say that's gonna be a no dice. He's gonna be in the top 4, top
Mm-hmm.
5 for sure. So I think their biggest needs is that tackle. The offensive line was horrible too, man, last year. So if they want to give Sam Darnold a chance to flourish and not repeat what he did over there with the New York Jets, I think the tackle Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern would be a good
Mm-hmm.
pick for them. Give him a little bit more protection up front. I think that's what they're probably going to focus on. Is he's even though he's still young, he went through a lot with the New York Jets in terms of
Yeah.
protection and everything. So we'll see. I think they're going to build up the offensive line for him. So I got tackle Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern going to Carolina Panthers.
Carolina Panthers. So we both have offensive linemen, but different
Yeah.
ones. So all right, so we kind of agree there. Now the Kenny show, Kenny over there, they were talking about this. He's a Denver Bronco fan, and they were saying who he would want at quarterback and so forth.
Mm.
He wants Jones. Me personally, I think they were going to go with Trey Lance. He doesn't have a lot under his belt,
Mm,
but the kid plays up in North Dakota. You're going to take him from North Dakota, throw him up into the Mile High. He should be fine with the weather and all that craziness up there. So, you know, elevation's pretty high in both. Why not take him and let him? Listen, he doesn't have to start this year. I mean, can he beat out Andrew Luck? Possibly. You need a quarterback because you're not really believing in Luck. If this kid falls to your lap at 9 and you don't have to trade or anything, why not take him?
mm.
You know, he's raw product. He's almost like a Josh Allen, maybe. But, he's raw. He's only going to learn more. I mean, do you want him to learn from Luck? Who knows? I think my main concern was I didn't think that Denver's offensive line was all that great in the past. Luck
Yeah.
was getting challenged a lot. So you need a mobile quarterback. That's why I didn't give them Jones out of Alabama. I think this
Mm.
kid would be more mobile and he could throw on the run better. That's just me. That's who I have going there. I have Trey Lance dropping to the Denver Broncos at 9.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree with you there, but I think Vic Fangio's job is on the line, man. I think he's ready. If it's like a hit or miss now, I don't know if Kenny
Mhm.
and them talked about it, but I think they need to go. I think they need to invest in their needs are cornerback, linebacker, edge, tight end, and safety. Pretty much the whole defense. So I like this kid, cornerback J.C. Horn out of South Carolina. He's a
Okay.
stingy quarterback. I think they're going to go more on the defensive side, unless Justin Fields is still available. Then which is very highly doubtful at number 9. You know what I'm saying? He'll be gone. Trey Lance is a good possibility, like you said, but I think they're going to go on a defensive goal this time out. So I'm taking cornerback J.C. Horn out of South Carolina
Okay.
for the
Yeah,
Denver
and,
Broncos.
and you never know. It all depends on the trades and who's looking for what. Because okay, we
We
know.
haven't we're not talking about that. We said that
Yeah.
in the beginning. We're not incorporating
No,
that
no,
because if
I'm just
we
saying because you said you don't know if Justin Fields is still there, then and it's a high possibility
yeah.
because after San Fran, unless Atlanta wants to say, "Hey, we want our quarterback in the future,"
What about Matt Ryan?
well, that's the
See,
thing. No, what? Well, that's what I'm saying. If they say, "Hey, at 4, we could get a quarterback of the future," whether it be Fields, whether it be Jones, whether it be Lance, they right
mm,
now, to me, if they don't trade out of the 4th spot, just a few spots down, and they still could then get that quarterback they may want for the
yeah,
future, they have all the cards. But if they take a quarterback, they blow up the draft too. So I
they
don't
mess it all up.
know. Now the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, I actually have them getting the guy you just said because I think, like I said, Patrick Surtain. I think if I'm the Dolphins, I take him. If
Mm,
he falls, the Cowboys get him, and but I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Cowboys will end up with Horn out of South Carolina. They need help on that secondary. They need defensive help. Why not take a pretty damn good lockdown corner like that if he's still there available? So I think they get Horn because Patrick's gone at this point. What do you think, or who do you have going to the
I
Cowboys?
got, the defense was probably the worst in probably franchise history this last year. So I think they're trying to rebuild their defense.
Mhm.
You know, their major needs is cornerback, defensive lineman, safety. I'm picking Patrick Surtain from Alabama to go there. I think he's already NFL ready. I like this kid a lot.
Mhm.
Um, so I think that's the pick they're gonna get if he's still available, like you said. So I got Patrick Surtain going to Dallas at number 10.
So you think Horn is better than Patrick?
Yeah,
Oh wow! All right.
yeah. I mean, for the team, you know, what I mean, for what we for Jake for Denver, I
Yeah.
think he is more of a fit for them for some reason. Yeah, I just like him. That's just my pick. I could have
Yeah,
went
yeah, no, no,
Patrick.
no, no,
You
no.
know,
I'm just
I
saying.
could have went Patrick Surtain before that, but I
Yeah.
think JC Horn is a little bit better of a pick for Denver, more of a fit.
Okay. Well, our cowboy guy here, Rob, comes up with this. I say trade the pick. Plenty of overpay for Donata Smith, and that
Yeah.
keeps from Giants. If they get, they keep. They get. They keep. Jesus needs retain or Horn. Yeah.
You see what I mean? It's a mix-up. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It could go either way. But
Yeah.
I think Patrick for Dallas Cowboys is already going to have an impact. He's already an NFL polished player to me. I think he's a good player to
Okay.
go right in and make an impact.
So we both have corners going. We just flip flopped our corners.
That's it, pretty much.
Yeah. All right. We might have to pick up our pace a little, but right now I think we're still good. All right. At 11, the
Okay.
New York Giants. Talking about Devonta Smith. That's who I think the Giants are going to go after. I think they're going to go after Devonta Smith, the wide receiver out of Alabama. I think they've been looking for that. That
Ooh, Jaden Waddle.
yeah, I just think they need a receiver to go with Jones. They've been hurting ever since Beckham left.
Yeah.
So I think they go wide receiver. If they go
I think
offensive
they.
line again, I think the Giant fans are going to go crazy. But
I think yeah. I think they're gonna go with a wide receiver, but I don't think they're gonna go with Devontae Smith. I think they might go with Jalen Waddle, the other wide receiver from Alabama. So I'm gonna stick with that.
all right, so we got them going. Alabama, just different ones. So that's good.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
I'm
At
writing them
12.
down. I'm writing them down so we can verify after the picks. Okay. I'm just writing them down so we can.
Hey, we did this last year. It's all good. Uh,
Yeah.
Philly Eagles from the Dolphins via San Fran. Boy, listen, the Eagles to me, what killed them last year was when their offensive linemen got hurt. They had no answer. Too many
Yep.
offensive linemen. Just tells me, hey, you need offensive linemen. Knock, 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 knock. Come get some. I picked Christian Darrisaw, the offensive lineman out of Virginia Tech. That's who I have
Mm-hmm.
going to Philly. Listen, it's not the pretty pick, but they need offensive line help. Doesn't matter who you have at quarterback. Wentz, Hurts. Doesn't matter if you can't protect them, they can't do nothing. So if they don't go get some offensive linemen, I don't know what's wrong with that. That's what I have
I,
going.
I'm going with a different route. I know we got to pick up the pace. I know last year the Eagles got in round one they got Jalen Rieger. They're kind of like in the same boat as the Giants, where they need to help the quarterback. But I think Jalen Waddle is similar to Rieger in many ways. But I think Devontae Smith is going to go there. I think they're going to pick him up to help Jalen Hurts. So I got Devontae Smith at Alabama going to Philly.
All right. There you go. So you got two back-to-back wide receivers. Now with the number 13 pick, the Los Angeles Chargers. I think they need to bolster that offensive line too, and that's where I'm
Yeah.
going. I'm
Yep.
going with Rashad Slater,
Yep.
defensive lineman from Northwestern. I think you already had him off the board. I have him going off now.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. No need to explain. I got the same pick from him. I think he's already NFL ready, man.
I thought
I
you had
think
Slater go somewhere else.
who Slater?
Yeah,
No,
from
I got Rashawn
Northwestern.
Slater right here.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, I got him too. But remember, if they drop, I told you if there's going to be 2 or 3 different guys if they don't make that pick to where they drop. So I got
Oh,
them in a couple different
so you got him
places.
in two
That's why
different spots.
I got them in 2 different slots. If one team that has that need for a tackle, if they don't get them, well, I got them dropping to somebody else that has a tackle.
What kind of trickery is this?
Hey, I told you. That's why I warned you. You covering your face, but you see,
You know
I
what?
got them written down. Hey, I got them written down right here. So
Not even trickery. Cover it. Earmuffs. Earmuffs. What kind of fuckery is this? Here we go. All right. At number 14, we have the Minnesota Vikings. I think the Vikings need a little help on the defensive end. So I'm going, this kid's going to drop to 14th. I think it'll be like a Christmas gift for the Vikings. At 14, D end, Azir Ojulari out of Georgia. This kid's a beast. And I think why not take him if you're the freaking Vikings? You don't have to worry about wide receivers with Jefferson and these guys stepping up. So you need defensive help at the edge. If this guy falls this late, take him. He's a monster.
Yep. Who you got?
Aziz Ujulari.
Okay, Ojulari.
That's it. I think that's how you say it. Out of Georgia.
Yeah. He's the edge guy.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I got too. Yep, he's an edge rusher from Georgia. Yeah, he's nasty. Or Jalen Phillips, but I went with Aziz Ojulari.
All right, cool. So look at that. We agree on so far. What two so far? We agree.
And you know what's funny? I even had you're gonna laugh, but I even have Rashawn Slater from Northwestern going there too, just as my second. I think he might drop again, but hey, shut up.
Kind of crap is this? All right, moving on to the New England Patriots. Now, this is where, it all depends what happens. But I think this kid's going to drop unless San Fran takes him. I think Mac Jones falls to the New England Patriots and they get their
Mm,
quarterback for the future. That's what I'm thinking.
mm, mm. I got quarterback Trey Lance going out of North Dakota. I had Mac Jones, but I think he's gonna be gone by then. So I went. My
Mhm.
second pick was quarterback Trey Lance
And
out of
like you
North
said,
Dakota.
there's rumors of New England trading up for a quarterback, but if everybody watches my board here, they don't have to trade up. They just sit there and get them. Just
Yeah,
please. This
that's
is how
true.
it's going to work out. Trust me. So
Yeah.
we both have quarterbacks going there. We just have
Yep.
different quarterbacks. All right, moving on to 16. Arizona Cardinals. I mean, they've made moves on offense. I think, they lost Patrick Surtain, the original. No, Patrick Peterson, sorry.
Peterson. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they go and get Caleb Fairley, cornerback out of Virginia Tech, to replace him in that spot and to work on that defense. What do you think there?
I'm with you. I'm with you on the necessity of a cornerback, being they lost Patrick Peterson
Okay.
and free agency. I like cornerback Greg Newsome, the second out of Northwestern.
All right. So we both have corners, different corners. And here we go. At number 17, the Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock. I think they end up picking this kid up because he drops with all the picks I believe are going to happen first. People had this guy moving up further. Micah Parsons, you had him earlier. I think he goes there. And they replace finally Khalil Mack, even though Parsons is not Mack, but they get a linebacker they need to help out that defense.
I think they need a little bit more help on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm gonna go with damn. Now you put me on the spot, man. Jeez, that's a tough one. Because they definitely need linebacker, offensive lineman, and a DB. They need help, but I'm gonna go with tackle Christian Darrisaw out of Virginia Tech. I think that's where he's gonna go to LA
All right.
Raiders
Now
on
we're
number
moving on to
17.
18, Miami Dolphins. So the Dolphins, to me, pick corner the first time around. I think here at 18, if they don't move, I think they help that offensive line to help protect Tua with Elijah Vera Tucker,
Hmm.
offensive lineman, USC. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, I think they could use an edge rusher,
Mhm.
linebacker. But I think they're going to go with a linebacker. So I like this kid from Tulsa, Zavin Collins. So I think they're going to take him, linebacker Tavin Collins,
Oh,
18
wow.
pick for Miami Dolphins.
Nice. That's different. Washington football team. I think they need help on the offensive line to protect Fitzmagic or Haskins or whoever it's going to be. So I have them taking Tevin Jenkins, offensive lineman out of Oklahoma State. They're trying to rebuild the old school Hogs. There you go.
Mm. Yeah, I think they need a little bit of help on defense. I like the linebacker. I think they need to fill out linebacker need because they got Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's
Mhm.
our buddy, on offense. So I think they did an upgrade there. So I think defensively they need a good linebacker. So I'm gonna go with Jeremiah Owusu Karamoa out of Notre Dame. That's my pick is.
Oh, all right. Cool. I got Chicago Bears are now up to pick with the 20th pick. I think they needed help on defense this year.
Yep,
They did fall off. They lost a lot of guys to free agency, and their defense
yep.
wasn't as good. I think you take this kid and pair him with Khalil Mack, and that is Jamin Davis, linebacker out of Kentucky, and you'll have a nice tandem there with Mack and him with Davis. What do you think?
I think their biggest needs, besides quarterback, even though they traded, is cornerback, tackle, and wide receiver. And I like this kid from Virginia Tech,
Mhm.
cornerback Caleb Fairley.
Okay. There you go. Let's go. We'll keep moving on here because we're getting close to the end here.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
we
sure
got
if
to
we got
kind of push
somebody
through.
behind us, but we're gonna get knocked out. I don't know, but we're gonna keep going regardless. Indianapolis Colts are on the clock at 21. I have them going Rashad Bateman, Minnesota wide receiver.
Okay, I know they got a whole bunch of problems in terms of holes everywhere on offense. On defensively, I think they need an edge rusher. I like their. I think offensively they're gonna need a tackle, so I'm going with Tevin Jenkins, Oklahoma State.
Nice. Okay. Here we go. Tennessee Titans picking at 22. I have them going D end because Clowney's gone again. So hey, let's find somebody to slide in there. I have them taking Jalen Phillips, who a lot of people have dropping to
Hmm.
Buffalo. The
Yep,
DN out of Miami, raw product DN for them.
that's personally my opinion. That's what I'd like to have at the number 30 pick because that's one of our. We'll get to it, but I know I picked Aziz Olajari to go to Minnesota
Mhm.
instead of Rashawn Slater, offensive tackle. We discussed that earlier, but I think he's more of a better fit if he gets that down that far. I think he'll be a great pickup outside linebacker from Georgia, Aziz Ojulari. If he's not picked up, I think he'll go to Tennessee Titans. That would be nice for them.
At 23, it's our nemesis, one of them, the New York Jets. They get their second pick, and this is via Seattle. Listen, one thing I did say before, Brandon Bean said we do not have that home run running back.
Yeah.
If I'm Moss, if I'm Singletary, I'm like, damn. And if I'm Williams, I'm like, I'm going to be that guy. Anyway, I think this is where the first back comes off. I think the Jets, they got their quarterback, give them some more running back help, and they take Travis Etienne, running back out of Clemson. That's who I think.
Mm. That's a great pick, but I think they still need help on that offensive line. They didn't address any of that in free agency from what I've been reading. I've been kind of following them up, being that they're in the AFC East. They haven't done anything in offensive line in free agency, so I think their first pick is going to be actually an offensive lineman to kind of complement Mekhi Becton on the other side. So I think tackle Elijah Vera Tucker out of USC will be a good pick for him at number 23.
All right. Me, I have back-to-back running backs going here. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, they need to bring back that running game if they want to be
Yep.
successful. And I have that taking Najee Harris, running back out of Alabama.
I agree with you with the departure of James Conner. Moving on, I think that would be if makes perfect sense, man. So I'm with you, running back Najee Harris out of Alabama.
Jacksonville Jaguars had the 25th pick from the LA Rams. I have them going wide receiver to help out Trevor Lawrence. And I have them taking Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss, wide receiver.
Okay, I think they did a Jaguars did a great signing with a big money safety in free agency with Rashawn Jenkins, but I
Mm-hmm.
think that secondary needs a little bit more help. So I'm gonna go with another safety, Trevon Moehrig out of TCU.
Cool. 26, Cleveland Browns, who just signed Clowney, by the way. I think they need a little more defensive help, and I
Yep.
have them getting Jeremiah Oshushu or Wushu Komohara, whatever, however you say that last name. Koramo.
God bless you.
Yeah, the linebacker. Sorry, no disrespect. Out of Notre Dame. You already had him going. I have him going to Cleveland.
Mhm. Yeah, with the signing of Jadeveon Clowney and the way those edge rushers are, I think they're going to bolster up their defense a little bit more. Um, they uh, they got they improved their secondary, getting John Johnson the third and Troy Hill, but I think they need another cornerback. So I'm going to go with Ifiatu Menifowu at cornerback out of Syracuse.
Some people have the Bills taking him. By the way, I'm starting to get a little rosy over here. All
Well,
right.
it's that beer. It's that beer.
Yeah, that beer. The Baltimore Ravens are picking at 27. Listen, for
Look,
some reason, yeah. Oh, good job. This is what I got left. Uh,
you
listen.
got the whole thing.
No, I've been filling up. The bottle's empty. The Baltimore Ravens, for some reason, nobody wanted to go there. No wide receiver seemed to want to go there except for Sammy Watkins. Not sure if he passed his physical. I didn't see any news, so I take it he did. So you got
Mhm.
what's his name Brown there, Sammy Watkins, and I think they go wide receiver Rondell Moore from Purdue to help them out because they weren't getting no receivers there.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Nobody. It seems like nobody wants to go there, so I'm going with that wide receiver from LSU, Terrence Marshall. I think they're gonna pick up another wide receiver. I agree with you on that. So my pick is Terrence Marshall, LSU.
So we have different ones. Now here, number 28. I mean, I don't know if people were predicting this one, but it's the New Orleans Saints. I think Davis Mills, QB for Stanford, goes
Ooh,
Saints. And hey, if Winston can't get the job done, that's their future quarterback replacing Drew Brees. David.
yeah. I went defensively because you know, the cornerback Michon Lattimore got some legal issues and stuff, and they
Mhm.
haven't done anything with a contract and free agency, so they might be moving on. I have no idea, so I went with cornerback Asante Samuel Jr. out of Florida State, and that's one player I would like to have at Buffalo, but unfortunately he'll be 2 spots ahead. But I think if he doesn't get picked by the Saints, it might be Buffalo's taking with my other pick. It's going to be between two of them, an edge rusher and a cornerback, like we've been talking uh, months in advance. So I got Asante Samuel going to New Orleans Saints from Florida State.
All right. Green Bay Packers have the 29th pick right before us. I think they go defense, even though they love always going offense, but I think they're going to go defense. They need defensive line help, I believe. I have them
Yep,
get Christian Barmore, defensive lineman out of Alabama.
I'm with you. I'm like the same guy, same pick. They don't have no backups at defensive tackle, so that just makes the most sense. I'm with you on that pick.
Now, if the Bills stay here at 30, like we've talked about, listen, they could do whatever they want. They could go DN, they could go corner, they could go wherever they want in this draft with the signings they that have and brought people. Bean has said, "Hey, we're drafting for the future, not now, not just now." So, with that said, I went corner Asante Samuel Jr. out of Florida State, especially if they don't resign Levi next year, or if Dane Jackson doesn't take that next step. I think this kid slides in. That's who I have going for the
I,
Buffalo Bills.
I agree with you. Remember, we spoke about it 2 picks earlier. That's who I would preferably have, but I believe the New Orleans Saints are going to take them. So I think I heard an interview with Brandon Bean talking about there was no need to worry about the running back position,
Mhm.
but they're willing to take the best available player at
Yeah.
the time. So if Asante Jr. is not there, I believe Travis Etienne, which is a phenomenal running back, if he's available, I think Bean will pull the trigger on him. That's
Mhm.
if uh,
It's not
Asante
just
isn't available. Yeah, if he ain't available, I think they might go with Travis Etienne. So that's who I'm
mhm.
picking. It sounds crazy, but I think that as unpredictable as Bean is, I think he's going to go for the best player available, and
Mhm.
I think that's who's going to be the best player available at that point. So it's I'm just shooting
Yeah.
in the air, man. You know, it's a crazy pick. I love our running backs. A lot of people saying that we need to pick a running back, we need to do this, but we never had a really good chance of having a running game. So, and we know what these guys could do. Williams, Singletary, Moss. We know what they could do, but they haven't had a chance to do it. So we'll see how it
Exactly.
goes. So I'm going out. I'm going out of limb. Travis Etienne at a Clemson running back.
Like I said, they could go any which way they want.
Yeah,
The Kansas City Chiefs come up with the 31st pick. Listen, they had issues. When they shut down Hill and Kelsey, nobody else
yeah,
really stepped up. So I
yeah.
have them going Kadarius Tony, wide receiver out of Florida. I think they need to help the other guys out. Not that they need it, but that's what I think they're going to go. I think they take a
Yeah,
wide receiver.
I think they take a wide receiver too because they were. I read a lot that they were really pursuing Juju Schuster, you know,
Hmm.
and then and Sammy Watkins leaving. Uh, you knew kind of that they were looking for a wide receiver, so I'm going with you, man. But except my wide receiver is Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. Real tough
All right.
player, real tall player, real good player. So that's who I'm going with for the Chief.
Okay. And the last and but not least, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's another team. Listen, they're bringing back their whole squad. They're drafted for the future. For some reason, hey, why not help protect Tom Brady even more? Tampa Bay goes Alec Leatherwood, offensive lineman out of Alabama.
Uh, the Bucks really don't need help anywhere, bro. To be honest with you, I mean,
Yeah.
if we're gonna keep it real, it was kind of hard for me to kind of figure out, but I went with defensive lineman Levi Onzuwarike out of Washington. I think that's one of the better players in the top 40. So
Yeah.
that's the best player available. I couldn't find anything that they would need that Tampa Bay really needs. So I'm as hard as I want to, don't want to admit it.
Mhm.
I'm just throwing it out there. So I'm going with him, the defensive lineman Levi Onzuwarike out of Washington.
All right. So next week we're gonna try to pick all the Bills picks.
That's
So
gonna be tough too.
yeah, well, we did it last year. Why not? Let's give it a chance, a try. But honestly, listen, I like
And
the
by the
first.
way, real quick before
Right.
you move on, real quick, teams that didn't have any picks this year out of first round were the Houston Texans because they traded to Miami
Mm-hmm.
for Laramie Tunsil. The Los Angeles Rams traded to Jacksonville for Jalen Ramsey, so they lost their first round. And
Yeah.
Seattle Seahawks traded to New York Jets and deal for the safety Jamal Adams, if you remember.
Yeah.
So those three teams did not get a first round pick.
So who knows? They might trade back in, but whatever. Listen,
It's all
finally,
speculation. It's all
yeah,
speculation. We'll talk about it next year before next week before we talk about the Buffalo Bills picks on
yeah.
what.
You know what this
Well,
means?
actually,
You know what this means?
absolutely nothing.
Okay, you know what it means? Nothing. Listen, it's our thoughts, our plans, whatever. But with the Bills, real quick before we go, we've gotten a little overboard. Listen, they could go anywhere. Personally, if there's a 350-pound defensive tackle who's a beast, that's who I want because we have
Yeah.
corners for days. We still have defensive end. Defensive end would be a big thing. Personally, like I said in the past, I would move Oliver to defensive end for next
Mhm.
year. But that's just me. I'm a little
We
crazy.
do need an edge rusher. We need an edge rusher, in my opinion. We need another corner. Even though Levi Wallace signed, we still need a
Yeah.
backup at corner.
Yep.
So those are the priorities. But when I heard the interview with Brandon Bean, like I said in our pick for
Mhm.
number 30, he's not he's out to get the best player available, and I think it's going to be Etienne.
And I think at this point that works. I don't always like that, but I think
Yeah.
at that point it works because they did such a good job in free agency and re-signing people. Listen, as always, follow us on Twitter at Viva Los Bills. Follow us on our Facebook group, Viva Los Bills. And we're also on YouTube, Viva Los Bills. Subscribe, tell a friend. Uh
Hey, Buffalo
always
Will.
what?
Yeah, I know you were talking. We're going to get out of here real quick, but I know you're talking about the best player available. What happened with Jake Fromm? We'll talk about that next week.
Oh, whoa, whoa. We got a little special appearance real quick. We're gonna throw this guy in here. I don't know. Bam! He's like, get off the air. Hold
He's
on.
kicking us
You're
off.
muted.
He's coming
You're
on to
muted.
kick us off.
What you say? Bobby's muted. I don't know. I can't hear Bobby. Oh man. Bobby's our producer too. He is kicking us off. There you
There
go.
you go.
I throw myself on. We can.
What's going on, Bobby?
You're always welcome, Bobby. You know that.
Guys, don't forget next week, one big show. We'll figure it out over the weekend how we're going to do it. But obviously, I want you guys on there.
Yeah.
See, should be a lot of fun. I mean, the whole first round after Lawrence and the hack from BYU. I think it's,
Well, sounds good. We'll see what happens.
and the way I'm looking now, it looks like you guys might get a defensive stud fall down to your level too.
Which one
I'm
do you
hoping.
think?
What's that?
Who do you think?
I know. I keep looking, and there's a lot of what do you guys need the most? D line.
Edge rusher, corner.
This is gonna be a lot of edge rushers. Rousseau, the two guys from Florida, right? Rousseau,
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we're thinking more. They're drafting for next year. They're not even drafting for this year.
No.
My pick was Etienne because I heard Brandon Bean talking about there's a need for cornerback and edge, but the running backs don't need to worry. But at the same time, he's going to pick the best available player at that point. So I went with running back Etienne, even though I love our running backs, but I think he's going to be the best available player at that time. So that's what I went with.
Just you gotta watch out for my Steelers getting a running back.
That's what he said. I picked.
Oh yeah,
I picked Harris
Yeah.
going there.
who did I
guys.
pick? I can see now. I forgot.
You missed us because I picked. No, we switched. I picked Harris. No, we both agreed on Harris going to Pittsburgh, but I
That's
picked
what it was.
the kid from Clemson to go to the Jets. I think the Jets pick him up because they need a running back.
I think the best running back of the draft is gonna be the kid from Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
I got the Pittsburgh. Who did you have? I had Najee Harris going to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, we
at
both
running back.
agreed on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, finish the show. See you guys next week.
All right.
Thanks, Bobby. Appreciate it, brother.
Well, I got 3 emails last week of some random females who are missing your singing voice when you start the show.
Get out of here.
See you later.
I was thinking about putting a little thing together for our show, but I gotta get that done. Anyway, all right, Bobby.
Have a good one, Bobby.
Hey, listen, everybody. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for commenting, Rob. Thanks for commenting today. It's been kind of quiet. We gotta get this going again, and hopefully everybody starts watching. Hey, like I said, subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us. Join our Facebook group. You don't even have to prove it. Just go on there and join. So for that one, I still got a little brew left. Until next week, I guess we'll
I got water.
you guys.
Salute.
Salute. I guess we'll update you guys on what are we going to do. If we're going to do our normal show, or if we're going to be doing a part of the draft show with everybody else. But until then, Viva Los Bills. Go Buffalo. And
Go Buffalo.
Nos vemos